Dear patients, I'm going to talk about a topic which is rather under-recognized and not discussed in a doctor's clinic very often. Mumbai, as you all know, is a city which never sleeps. But unfortunately, this habit of not sleeping is catching on with the very, very little ones, our little patients. We all know that sleep is essential. It has a restorative function. It makes us fresh. It helps children grow and stay healthy. It also gives them immunity to fight against diseases. So much to say for sleep, which is so essential for children. But today, in my clinic, it's not uncommon for me to see a child who's brought by a parent who says that this child sleeps at 1 and 2 in the night and gets up at 10 and 11 the next day morning. And this is extremely harmful. To address what is abnormal, I need to tell you what is normal. So let's take a newborn baby. We all know that newborn babies sleep for about 18 to 20 hours in a day, and they get up only for feeding, which could be every 2 to 4 hours. They do not have a day and night rhythm, and therefore through the night they would wake up every 2 to 4 hourly for feeds. By the time they are about 5 to 6 months of age, the circadian rhythm or the day and night rhythm is developed, and then these babies can actually sleep through the night. But unfortunately, many babies do not develop this rhythm, because in a normal pattern of development, these babies should be something called as self-soothers. So as they get up, they should be able to soothe themselves and go back to sleep. But because of our habits of picking them up, cuddling them, feeding them, patting them, they actually become so-called signalers, and they depend on us to go back to sleep. So a child who should be a self-soother and should go back to sleep on his own through the night after the age of 5 to 6 months still keeps getting up every 2 to 3 hourly. And this is not correct. Let's look at older children. So by the time the baby has crossed 6 months, the sleep actually reduces, and these babies sleep for about 10 to 12 hours in the night, and they will take short naps, which could be anywhere from 2 to 3 or 4 naps in a day for short periods. As they grow older, beyond the age of 2 to 3, the naps come down to 1 to 2, and a child above the age of 5 years actually does not need a daytime nap, should be sleeping through the night for a good 9 to 10 hours. So this is what is the normal sleep development. Let's talk about adolescents. What is normal for them? As the child matures to adolescence, their biological clock gets pushed by 2 hours. So as parents, we get really upset when an adolescent child does not sleep early in the night and is up to 12 and to 2 o'clock. But this is what a biological change which has occurred in an adolescent, and this is a child who naturally falls asleep or gets his sleep much later than any other normal child would get. Also, you know, today social networking, whether it be it Facebook or Twitter or WhatsApp, keeps these little adolescents awake. The third reason why these children stay awake is also because of their assignments. That's the time when they have to actually perform, get into careers, and so they have a lot of homeworks, assignments and tuitions and whatnot, and that still keeps them up later. But what is the requirement of sleep? Unfortunately, or surprisingly, the requirement of sleep for an adolescent is a good 9 to 9.5 hours. And therefore, when you cannot wake up your adolescent child in the morning, do not get agonized or do not think that there's something wrong with your child, because this is their normal sleep habits and they really require more sleep at that point of time on their life. Having said what is normal, let me go through each stage and let me tell you what you should normally do to develop good sleep habits in children.